What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Hippo Supercoach, and today we've got our team update as well as looking at the practice games that have happened thus far. So obviously not reviewing any of the official ones because it is the 25th and we're still yet to see them. But for now, let's have a look at some of the notes. So I'm using this Nerds for Life Supercoach page. Shout out to them. They're really helpful, especially on Facebook as well. So we've actually already discussed the North game. Let's go to the Sydney game. So Chad Warner, whatever. I'm only going to talk about the players who, in my opinion, are relevant. So Errol Goulden, 22 touches. I think he came on in the second half. 15 were effective. He's going to be a good player. We already know that. We don't need to really validate his form because he's obviously going to be good. Brodie Grundy, he was actually very impressive. So he was one that I didn't think was going to be that dominant. Yeah, he was just everywhere, tackling. It just seemed like he was doing everything on the ground, hit-outs everywhere, and against a good opponent in Briggs. So Grundy is an absolute must-have. Heaney, no. Matt Roberts, so look good playing halfback. Might be one of the preferred options coming out of defence. So that'd be nice if that's the case. Not sure if it 100% will be, but wait and see round one teams and wait and see the second practice game. James Jordan, so he actually looked quite good when he was playing in the midfield, but that being said, Adams and Mills weren't playing, so looks like he's going to play a wing role. For me, that's probably not the role I'm looking for. Could be wrong, could be a good role for him, but I just don't think his scoring capacity or scoring ceiling is high enough. Tom Green was good. Typical Tom Green game. A lot of blind handballs though, so he hasn't really fixed them up, which I don't like. Those handballs over the back of the head, hoping there's a teammate behind him. A lot of, clanger disposals when you're playing like that. So he's going to be a good pick, obviously, but not for me with that buy. Wing roll, so maybe we pick him. Cabin kick 4 looks good, so maybe a defense. Sorry, not a defense. A F7 or F8 slot. Probably not a fieldable option in my opinion. So that's pretty much it for the Sydney Jetta West game. Angus Brayshaw retired. Pretty sad. Now let's move on to the Essendon versus St Kilda game. So did I click on the first one? Okay, there's only one. Wyn Hagar, another injury, pretty sad. Darcy Wilson, mid forward, showed class, speed and endurance on the wing. Should be close to making early debut. So yeah, I'm not sure if he's a fieldable option either on that wing. Wait and see, I guess. Jack Steele looks to have put last year behind him. He's ready for a big year, so he's one that I'm pretty keen on. I need to see 2 good practice games from him, and I'll happily pick him. Because in the past few years we haven't seen any good practice games from him, and I've still picked him. So yeah, just need to see the eye test for Jack Steele. Obviously the role is fine. He's getting plenty of CBAs, and he's an inside mid at the end of the day, so he should score really well for Supercoach. But obviously he's I don't know if it's form, I don't know if it's his body, but hopefully this year whatever he's had wrong is right. Wagner Malera, 475k defender. Fuck him, not picking him. He burnt me last year quite bad, so I'm happy to be wrong on that pick. If you want to go for a risk, then yeah, it's not a bad pick. He's got potential, obviously. He's a good player, but yeah, just not for me this year. Darcy Parish, 604k mid. Looks set to be one of Essendon's most damaging mids again. So maybe he's back to his best. Probably could go 115. I don't see him going too much harder than that, but I do hear that he has really worked on his kicking, him and Petrarca. So that's scary signs for both those guys because that was really their main flaw in their game. So they could both add another 5-10 points to average if they really clean up their efficiency. So yeah, wait and see with Parish. If he looks good the next game, then maybe he has to be in the team. Satsis was on the wing. Meh. Zach Reid played a max king, kicked 4 goals for the day. Didn't play the whole game, so not all of those were against Reid. Still, it shows the confidence Essendon have in the rookie. Yeah, it's good. Nick Martin spent most of the day at halfback and was their preferred option out of defence. That's all I wanted to hear for him. And that sums up the Essendon versus St Kilda game. Let's move on to the Bulldogs and... who is it? Bulldogs and Hawthorn, yeah. Alright, so Riley Sanders, he looked unreal. This kid's a jet, so looks very, very poised at this level. I think he's obviously playing round 1. If he doesn't, that's crazy. Got a heap of footy, kicked a great goal. Yeah, so Riley Sanders, lock him in. I don't know how many CBAs he'll get, but I'd probably play him over Jack McRae at this point in the midfield because he looked just so good. Sam Darcy, yeah, hopefully he plays just so we have another rookie option. I don't think he's a fieldable option either. Key forward. Could be a second ruck option to help English and help in attack. Yep. Nick Caulfield, 123k defender, seems to be within the Dogs' best 22, but was quiet. We need to show more. Okay, so looks like Caulfield's probably not fieldable. The Bond didn't play in the main game, played in the VFL game later on. Not an issue though, he's a star. Yeah, Bond's not really a problem for me. Like, I don't need to see him play well to know he's in my team. Same with English. English did the same thing, and you know, if you're hot on English, you don't need to watch preseason games to know how good he is. Sicily, still the general in defence. I still don't know if I want Sicily. I think there's just some better options at this point. But, you know, I mean, I just don't like that stat without blank versus with. That was the big issue for me. Like, 101 average with blank. Without blank. And then it was like 124 with. So, it's very, very big variance there. So, I'm not keen on him, but I know why people still would be. And who knows, Hawthorn might bring in another key defender and they just play him in the same role. So, it doesn't really matter. Ethan Phillips played in the second half and showed promising signs, so 102k defender. That's good. Seems like none of these rookies are going to be fieldable besides like Sanders and McKercher from North. Even HARLEY REID didn't look amazing yesterday, so yeah. Just around 174k defender, maybe we pick him, I don't know. Cam McKenzie, 274k forward, was solid and put his hand up for significantly more mid-time in the absence of Will Day. Yeah, not for me. Nick Watson, limited opportunities, playing a deep small forward role. Yeah, it's a very, very bad role, regardless of how good he is. I don't think we have any West Coast game on here. That's okay. I actually watched that, so we can talk about my own notes. Moving on to Gold Coast versus Brisbane. Matt Rao, so looks set for a breakout year and has been in my team since team pickup. Yeah, so this guy is very hot on Rao. At this point, I don't want too many risks in my starting team, and it sounds so boring, especially the way I've played in years past. Like, I've taken so many risks, but I just don't want to go with guys like Rao, who aren't proven. Like, yes, he's proven in those first 3 games when he's in his rookie year, and he was amazing, obviously. Probably the best first 3 games in footy history, no doubt. But I just don't know if I could pick Matt Rao. Like, if he didn't have the bye, if he had a good bye, then I would consider it. 571k, it's a really awkward price. And obviously potential-wise, yes, he could be M1, really. But I just don't see it happening. Like, there's a lot of points to go around in that midfield. Yeah, I don't know. I could see him being a very good pick, but for me, no. Anderson, same thing. Just don't think he'll be quite a top 8, top 6 mid, or top 10 mid. He'll go close, but yeah, not for me. Flanders, he looked really good from what I saw. Every time he gets the ball, he's very, very classy. Uses it really well. He's zippy as. Like, he can just break away from a pack like it's nothing. Like, the Damien Hardwick gas that he was giving Flanders was probably justified because he was just everywhere. And, yeah, like I said, when he has the ball, he just seems to always make the right decision. Took Miller, fit and classy, found a lot of the footy. I think Riley Anderson was better though. Okay, so Took, like I said, these Gold Coast boys and Brisbane, they're not really on my radar. I mean, as upgrade targets, absolutely, but not early on with that early buy. So if you guys have the same thinking as me, then we're probably not going to consider them. But if you aren't really playing too much for a ranking, I don't think it really matters if you pick a couple from these early buys. Cam Rayner, heap of CBAs. I'm not sure about that. Not sure if I'd pick him. Charlie Cameron kicked 5 goals. Isn't Supercoach relevant? Yep. Darcy Gardner, 187k defender. Looked good as a tool target up forward, but they're better rookie options. Yep. Tunstall, 173k forward. Looked impressive on the wing and made a solid case for a round 1 selection. He's a rookie we should take seriously, but seriously consider, but job security is shaky. Yep. Dunkley was arguably the best mid. So he's one I really want to upgrade to early-ish in the season. Dunkley, Track, and Tom Green are guys I want to get in as soon as possible. And Dawson. But obviously it's going to be a long way to get all of them. Oscar McInerney, fuck him. Adelaide v Port, also watch this game. Alright, so little warning here. Adelaide had a lot of CBA and forward rotations, which reminds me a bit of City. This is great for their team's performance, but it may affect individual player averages. Yeah, see, that's interesting, and I'm not sure if they're going to play like that the whole time. Like, I think that's more of a trial thing. I really do. I think like guys like Laird and Dawson. Like Dawson can play everywhere. Laird and Crouch, I don't think they can really play anywhere else besides the middle. Like, yes, Laird was a halfbacker for so many years for us, but I just don't think they're going to put him back there. I think Laird's going to be a guaranteed mid. He's a great inside mid, and they would be stupid to play him anywhere else. So Curtin was very quiet. Looks like he's not going to be an option, which is a bit of a shame. Rankin looked really good. Looked good in the mid, looked good in the forward line. So this kid is an absolute jet. We know that. Supercoach wise, is he relevant? I don't think so. I don't think he'll get quite enough CBAs to be relevant, but the kid's a monster. Dilthorpe, strong up forward, kicked 2 goals, but played forward and didn't have much of a ruck role. He showed during the match sims, yeah. So it looks like he's going to play O'Brien in the ruck. McHenry, no. Rochelle played a bit more mid, but nah, I don't think so. Pedlar looking impressive, moving to the middle. Not for me. Yeah, so Laird, Dawson, Crouch were all solid in midfield. I liked all their games. Thought they were probably their best 3 players. Maybe Rankin, actually. But yeah, pretty keen on Laird. All 3 of those, Laird, Dawson, and Crouch, I think they're all very, very viable options. Horn Francis, yeah, he played really well in, I think it was that second quarter. He just felt like he got like 4 clearances in a row. He's very, very streaky like that. But I wouldn't pick him. Butters looked good. Didn't need to see much from him. He's locked into my team. Wines, I thought, was pretty average. He had a lot of inside midfield minutes, yes, but I didn't think he actually played that well. So I think trap on that. I wouldn't go near Wines. I just don't think he's that good of a player anymore, unfortunately. Rosie was solid. Yeah, Sin only played half footy. Was very impressive and played half. Found heaps of footy. That's good. Okay, let's talk about the West Coast game real quick. I don't know if anyone has notes on it. Let's just go quickly do my Twitter. So, I think we should just talk about AFL Central. They might have some stats, actually. Alright, so let's just look at some of these guys. So this is the fantasy scores. Obviously, it's a bit skewed with time on ground and whatnot. I think they all relatively played at the same time, maybe 3 quarters. I don't know. I think, yeah, maybe 3 quarters. So let's talk about Freo first. So the first one I got really turned off by was Andrew Brayshaw. Now, he looked absolutely unreal when he had the ball. Like, so strong in the contest, just breaking tackles like it was nothing. But he played on the wing so much. And that's what I didn't expect to happen. So I'm glad it's happened now, because it looks like they're going to play Matthew Johnson much more in that centre bounce than last year. And Fife as well. It felt like Fife got a lot of CBAs. Where is Fife in this fantasy thing, by the way? But Fife is going to get plenty of opportunity. All he has to do is go at like 75 and he's going to make a lot of money. I think he can go higher. I think he can really push that 90 to 100. In a full mid-roll, he could even go bigger, maybe 105. Obviously, that's a bit wishful thinking with, his age and whatnot, but like, it's Fife at the end of the day. Like, he looked like an absolute jet. All he has to do is keep his body right, which is obviously a big thing for him. But yeah, Fife, absolute lock. If he gets injured, he gets injured, but you cannot afford to risk what he can score without being injured. So, yeah, that's my take on Fife. And yeah, getting back to Brayshaw is I'm kind of off that pick just because it looks like he's going to play more of a wing role. He's still going to go 100 plus, no doubt about it, but it might look more like a 105, 107-ish around that mark than a 115, 117. I think he went 117 after his injury, or after he got over that knee injury. So, yeah, really annoying that Brayshaw's been kicked out of the mid. Looks like Sarong's going to be a staple in there. So, look, I don't know. This midfield dynamic is a bit confusing because I will talk about my team in a sec. Let's get through the game. West Coast. Look, HARLEY REID was very, very, very average. Like, I was not impressed at all from his game. He started off in the centre bounces, didn't get it anywhere near the ball. and then he moved to the half back line or like full back or something, and even still he barely got the ball. So I don't know. It's his first game. Give the kid a break, I guess, but didn't look like that dominant player we saw in the under 18s and whatnot. I always thought that was the case. Like, he wasn't just going to be able to fend everyone off like he was doing in that league, and sort of like ego fending people off. Like, it felt like he was chasing people with the ball just to fend them off. Like, that's just not going to work against grown men. But yeah, so look, Harley Reid, everyone's going to have him. Hopefully it's just, cobwebs, bit of nerves maybe, he's only young at the end of the day. So yeah, I still think we have to pick him. Elliot Yeo, so he's, I got trapped by him last year. For me, I'm not going near him. I could see why people would want him. Plenty of CBAs. The role looks slightly better than it did on halfback. I think he's better as a midfielder than a defender. So yeah, could pump out some really good scores for anyone that picks him, but I think he's a ticking time bomb in his body, unfortunately. So yeah, very, very injury prone. And if I'm already getting Fife, I can't go Yo as well. And then I think that's pretty much it for West Coast. I don't think they're really relevant at all. It's just Harley Reid and Yo. So that's it for the practice games. We're up to 16 and a half minutes. This is my team after the games. So Dacos, Stewart, Sheasel, Young, I'm pretty much set on that back line. I don't think anyone can come out of it. The only thing I'm open to changing is like Laird and Steele. But Bont, Butters, and Martin I'm very set on. Gordon Grundy I'm set on. Flanders Fife. I'm pretty set on Fisher. But Flanders Fife I'm almost locked on. So yeah, only thing that can really change, Steele and Laird. But I just think, like, yes, Adelaide ran a lot of plays for that midfield. I just think when the real stuff starts, they're going to want their best mids in there, straight up. Like, Laird is their best inside mid. He's also good on the outside as well. So why would you play him anywhere else? I don't think that's going to happen. And then Jack Steele, yeah, just need to see one more good game from him, and I'm happy to pick him. So yeah, that's it for the team. I hope everyone had a good week. It's a bit hard with these practice games because they're all over the shop with time, and the broadcast is boring as shit. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's a real drag. Like, the commentary is just dead, and there's obviously no crowd reactions and stuff. But look, it's better than not being able to watch it at all. So that's it for the video, guys. If you are new, drop a like, hit that subscribe. I think we're getting close to 1K now, so that would be nice to try and hit that before the season starts. But yeah, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.